If you're looking for the best altcoins to buy right now that are getting ready to go on monumental gains, well, I suggest you continue watching because that's what I'm about to hand feed you. Not only that, I'm going to show you exactly why these coins are ready to go on an epic run, and I'm going to show you exactly what the altcoin cycle is about to do, where we are with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and exactly where I think things are going to go. Let's get to it. All right, guys, let's get right into it because I'm going to give you some amazing picks here. I'm also show you exactly why we're getting in these things. I'm going to help you understand the market cycles. Now, I do have a full video explaining the cycles, but I'm going to give you just a brief little history of what we're looking at right now. Now, when we look at altcoins and Bitcoin in general, first and foremost, most bull runs end with the 50-day moving average breaking down on the daily chart. Then we see a 70-90% drop. Sometimes this is over the course of 300 to 700 days sometimes. And then we see what is called a revival pattern breakout, where the lead-in trend is super bearish. Then we see a flat top triangle breakout. Now, you don't want to be trading during all this bullshit here. Okay, now there is some opportunities for the most part, especially during phase one, the lead-in trend. This is where everyone gives up all their gains because they don't want to believe that the bear market is here. And you see people like saying the top is not even close. I don't expect much, but I'm expecting 100% rally. Bitcoin is cheap at $70,000. Where I'm saying the fact that all these crypto YouTubers, twatters, and TikTok cunts are pumping all these insane price targets is not bullish. And then I call the top and then everything dumps 70 to 80%. Okay. So I don't use my opinion for any of my trading. I use data based on how altcoin cycles work and how the entire neural network of traders has reacted in the past. Okay. And then we look at that and then forecast about how they might react under the same circumstances if those circumstances arise again. It's not my opinion. What these guys, for the most part, are talking about opinion because their hopes and dreams depend on it. Okay. So I just look at this framework for how cycles work in altcoins, and that is the only thing, and we can simply see it. If we look at Bitcoin here on the daily chart, right? 50-day moving average breakdown, drop. 50-day moving average breakdown, 70, 80% drop. What do you do from there? You wait for revival pattern breakouts. Boom. Revival pattern, run. That was the first initiation one. Then we had the horizontal resistance at 30K. Revival pattern breakout here at 30K. Boom. Then the run. But you can see there's like 700 days here where you did not need any involvement in crypto whatsoever. I can almost guarantee you, anybody watching this, if you had any involvement in crypto during those 700 days, you lost a bunch of fucking money and you wish you just sat on your hands and fucking something else, right? Now, what you can do is trade other markets. You have to be a multi-asset trader if you want to be a crypto trader. Just 1 second there, guys. You're probably wondering, where can you trade all these altcoins? There's this new broker called Blowfin, and it's actually a little bit mind-blowing because not only do they have all the best altcoins to trade that you would see on your major exchanges, they also have a huge list of coins that aren't at the major exchanges. And it's sometimes those little nitty-gritty degenerate coins that have the biggest ROI and the biggest returns. Okay, so this is actually the platform. You can go into futures or trading spot. I trade both futures and spot, but it's actually a really, really sleek platform with a shitload of actual coins to trade on here to choose from. Okay, and that's one of the biggest hurdles that a lot of people face is they don't have the coins that they want to trade. Blowfin has one of the widest array of altcoins to trade in both spot and futures. Another major thing about it is that there's no KYC registration required to actually trade, deposit, and withdraw on your account. That is one of the biggest hurdles for most traders out there. And so that is where Blowfin kind of stands out above the rest. Not only does it have a huge variety of coins, there's also no KYC required. So use my link below to get access to Blowfin. I promise you it's going to be a really good experience. And I do really like the platform, especially since there's so many variety of altcoins to trade. What are we trying to do? We're trying to find all the best opportunities in altcoins. So definitely check out Blowfin below. Because there's so many times in crypto trading where there's just nothing going on and everything is just acting like fucking bullshit and you don't want any involvement. So I personally trade forex and futures on the opposing side when crypto is going through these cycles. And then I sit on my hands and do nothing else and have no involvement in crypto until these cycles form up again. And then we can take advantage of the actual cycles. We lock in profits and walk away. So we can see this happening time and time again. And right now, Bitcoin is in a different part of the cycle than altcoins. Bitcoin is actually in the cycle of the force pattern breakout, which is an extremely bullish potential breakout here after the revival, then the force pattern breakout, and then we see the high day or all-time high breakout, and then a massive run. But when you see the 50-day moving average break down again after that triggers, that's when you want to be locking in a lot of your profits and moving along. So we can see Bitcoin is in that part of the cycle, but Ethereum is not in that part of the cycle. Ethereum actually broke down the 50-day moving averages, had a huge decline of about 50%, and now is actually forming up another revival pattern breakout. So while Bitcoin is in the cycle of breaking out a force pattern up here, Ethereum is actually down here. And we can see that as altcoins basically went into a full-blown bear market while Bitcoin traded sideways. But we can see lead-in trend super bearish. We have first peak, second peak, ascending trend, and now potentially getting ready for a big run. And others, which is the altcoins outside of the top 10, is in the same exact situation. So we are still pre-breakout of Bitcoin breaking out. We're also still pre-breakout of others as well as Ethereum breaking out of their patterns. So it's not too late right now. There's still a lot of opportunity for these actual coins to make massive, massive runs. And I'll get to that momentarily. In addition, guys, I give all my actual trades to all my students inside of the Wolfpack group. You can see here, these are all my live trades. These are all the trades that are setting up. Now, I don't necessarily send out alerts to people saying, hey, here, go buy this now. It's moving. You better fucking run, try to catch this. And you're like, I don't even know what coin this is. So why are we buying it? I'm going to fucking buy it. That's absolutely retarded and stupid. Sorry, I just said the word retard, but fucking who cares? What you should be doing here when you're looking at this is what matters most is that I give you these setups ahead of time. And a lot of these are given to you weeks in advance so you can actually copy the trades. Okay. So when you look at these, when I give them out, I first and foremost give you the chart setup and say, hey, this is what we're looking for on this. I'm looking for a pullback into weekly demand to then buy this actual coin. Okay, rather than giving you an alert when it's at highs, say, hey guys, we're buying right now. You better get in or you're gonna miss a train. I let you know way ahead of time before I actually get into any position, and that allows people to actually copy my trades. But I not only do this, I also give you access to all my courses within the actual WAP that I have. So if you want to join, it's just $97 a month. Definitely check that out if you want to be serious about trading. And also it's also futures and forex trading as well, because you have to be a multi-asset trader when we go through these big dips and you don't want anything to do with altcoins. So that's basically these patterns that are setting up. And what we're seeing across the board on a lot of these is the same pattern forming up. Like Beam, we are long Beam. That is my first pick that we'll talk about today. Beam is in pre-breakout of a revival pattern. We just got long. We actually bought this down here in this demand, rode this all the way up, locked in profits here at resistance. And now we just rebought again, looking for this to push all the way up to about 0.03 cents. But this is pre-breakout, getting ready for a massive run to the upside. The next one that we're looking at here is Mu, which we just got in yesterday. Now, this one was a little bit more of chasing momentum as we got in here right as this was getting ready to break out. Pre-breakout, it is now breaking out. Now, it's a little late to be buying this one, but if we did see a pullback into this demand zone here, that would be a buy for a secondary run here on Mu. This is a new meme coin. You can see here on Mu, this was the chart when we actually first sent it out. You can also see that I said here, what is the entry? I'm chasing momentum. So be warned that there is a little bit more risk involved when you're chasing momentum rather than if we're entering on weekly demand. That means we're waiting for the chart to actually come to us. So for instance, Ondo, we are looking at this chart here saying, okay, guys, this is when I run right into resistance. We're not going to buy it up here. We're going to wait for this to come back into weekly demand. What happened on Ondo? Ondo came back down into demand. We are actually long now. It didn't get all the way back in there, but it did tap into the ascending trend. So I did get long here on Ondo right around here. And now it is in a pre-breakout revival pattern. So we're basically trading all the same patterns, just on different coins right now, okay? Because that's where we are in the cycle. We are in the revival pattern cycle of altcoins, okay? So at this point, what you need to do is figure out which are your favorite coins to be trading. Some coins already went on epic runs. Like we traded Super. Super actually had a force pattern breakout here that you see went on a monumental run. And then Super had already broken out of its revival pattern prior to any of the other altcoins doing so. So this breakout triggered a massive move here on Ondo. Tau was another one that we traded that also had a revival breakout that already triggered, already went on a massive run, and now trading at supply. What we would be looking at for both of these on Tau and Super is some sort of consolidation to then form up a force pattern breakout, right? So testing this high, come back down again, potential dip buy, and then you would have a force pattern breakout like this, which you can see here on the altcoin cycle, force pattern breakout, and then you trade that for the move. But right now, buying in here at supply after a massive run, I don't believe is a good idea. You want to wait for consolidations and patterns to form up and then buy into those. The next one on the QCR here is Miriam. You can see here, Miria had already went on a run. It's kind of a mini revival pattern. We wanted to wait for this to come down into weekly demand for then us to ride it up for the next run. Miria did come all the way down into weekly demand, so we waited patiently. We're now long for this to go on the next run up. I do like Miria. I like the ecosystem that it's in inside of gaming. So definitely like that chart and pattern. YGG is another gaming token. We can see here when this was sent out, it was in a pre-breakout of the revival pattern, waiting patiently for it to come back into demand before we went long. We can see here on YGG. YGG tapped right into our demand zone, okay? And now it's just on the cusp of breaking out of this revival pattern, where this could easily go on a 100 to 50% rip in a short amount of time, especially if others in Ethereum actually break out of their patterns. All these coins are going to be pumping to the upside. So we are in the revival pattern stage of the cycle right now. We are also in NTRN, revival pattern, pre-breakout, looking for this to pump all the way up to 83 cents or higher. What else do we have? Hi-Fi is another one. You can see this was the pattern when we sent this out, waiting for it to come into weekly demand before we actually get long. Hi-Fi did attempt to break out, but it's still just trading sideways and just continually tapping at this door. Typically what happens when a level like this continually gets tested, it's just becoming weaker and weaker and weaker. And the more times it tests that level, a lot of people confuse that level is getting stronger, which that is not true. What's happening is all the orders that are there continually get absorbed, and there becomes less selling orders to continually hold that wall together till eventually it just shreds through that level and goes on an epic run, of which this move can go from about 50 upwards to $1, potential 100% gain here on Hi-Fi. So there's a lot of other coins that I'm looking at as well, but I'll be talking about those inside of the Wolf Pack. Now, you definitely want to take advantage of this part of the cycle that we're in right now, right? Because when it comes to altcoins, guys, we only get so many opportunities for the revival to form up. Then we have the survival. Then we have the force. Bitcoin's already at the force zone right here. In altcoins, we're kind of in a different cycle. We're down here at the revival pattern. So we do have a lot of potential upside and patterns to trade as this all comes into fruition. But right now we are in the cheapest price zone of the altcoin cycle right now. So it's important that you take advantage of this while you still can. If you want more guidance, you can definitely join the actual WAP, which is just $97 a month. You get my courses, you get the Quantum Cipher report, you get the Discord, you get my trading view indicators and everything in between. I've been doing this for 20 years. But anyways, guys, that is a wrap for today's video. Lots of beautiful altcoins coming in hot. And I'm looking at adding some more here soon. So if you want to get those, for one, I'll be making YouTube videos about them. So like, comment, subscribe on this video. And of course, if you want to join the exclusive WAP group, you can do that as well.